Okay, it's Tuesday evening and I'm working on a recipe for Taco Tuesday. I'm making the kids burritos today. So first I put water in the bottom of the pan and I start cooking this chicken. Traditionally it's made with beef, but I have kids who request chicken, so I'm going to use ground chicken instead. And the reason to put water in the bottom is to help it thaw, and it doesn't have to cook really high to thaw, and it can cook immediately. It doesn't have to lay on the counter for hours, so I'm going to thaw it. And I have some rice here in water. Sometimes I wash it, but today I didn't because the last time when I didn't wash it, it turned out better. So I'm not sure. Let's put a little bit more. I don't want to put too little salt because all right, so I'm going to turn it to about 4 or no 6 because it doesn't have to cook on high. Now I'm going to go chop an onion to add to the meat, but I'm going to fry the onion before I add it to the meat. So chicken needs the water also because the chicken is doesn't have enough fat, so it needs the water to keep it from sticking, and it helps it be lighter for kids, you know, who are more health conscious now. Okay. See, it'll work just fine for it to be none of that frying and draining and all that. Don't have to do that. The flavor is in that water. If I end up with too much liquid, I'm going to simmer it until I reduce it. I'm cooking the onions over here. And I'm going to turn this up now that it's thawed and put these fire roasted tomatoes in it. And I'm going to cook it on high and reduce the liquid somewhat. I have kids who refuse to eat tomatoes unless it's with Taco Tuesday. They'll eat it. And they normally eat salsa, so they'll eat this. Now let me get some seasoning in there. First, in the onions. The onions already. I'm going to put a sprinkle of just a little sprinkle of salt on the onions to help remove, like, draw the liquid out to help them caramelize. And Sazon Tropical, which is from Badea, and that is a very good seasoning to go with, and that is salty, so I have to watch out and not overdo it, but it won't happen too fast. It won't be seasoned too fast. Like, I still can use a pretty good amount of seasoning. I think those tomato chunks might be too big. I have a fix. I have these herb shears I bought 2 years ago. I'm going to cut them up small. Make sure that none of my kids says, "Oh, tomatoes, Mom." Salsa has tomatoes, but the pieces are smaller. I finished watching the new season of Lopez versus Lopez. George Lopez and his daughter. Oh my, it's a good show. They make you laugh, they make you cry, and make you so laugh so much and cry so hard because some of the parts are very disturbing, like sad. Okay. I've known George Lopez for years, and he's finally a really old man, but he still looks funny as ever. Okay, I think I cut them up, hopefully enough. Now the onion goes in. Caramelized it good, and it will cook down with it, that liquid, as the liquid evaporates. You don't have to let it thaw for hours before you can use it if you put a little water. I mean, it depends on what if you want to make burgers or meatballs, you have to let it thaw. But when you want to make like anything like meat for tacos and burritos, you don't have to. Or if it's for chili or anything like that, you don't have to. But because you can put a little water and it'll thaw right up in the pot. I've done it with chicken that I made soup with before that was still in pieces, and my mom was impressed. She said, "You had soup, you had frozen chicken that was frozen solid," and I thought, well, that's going to take a while, and then you had soup very soon. I was like, yeah, I've learned a few hacks. over the years. Like, I wasn't bound by someone else's teachings. I learned from, like, I learned basics from my mom growing up, but when I left home, I watched a lot of Food Network, and I learned from watching Food Network and others, and just also my own willingness to try hacks. So we're waiting for my niece to arrive tomorrow, inshallah. She's coming to stay with us for a while. All the way from Iraq. She wants to have prenatal care in the States because she's a citizen. And she's been living over there for a while now. She's coming back for prenatal care. She got married and she's having a baby, hopefully. To take care of my niece. Okay, I think it will taste. It needs a little bit more of a seasoning. And I'm gonna slice or chop up a small jalapeno to put in here. I have a jalapeno from my garden. I'm gonna chop it. Okay, here's my jalapeno. Just to cook a little. Okay. The recipe said to put a little cheese in here, so of course I'll be grating some cheddar cheese to go in here. But after everything is cooked, I'll add that. So I think I've reduced enough of the liquid, so I'm gonna put the lid back on. Now I have a little garlic that I chopped. Garlic. And garlic doesn't take that long to cook at all, so I'm going to go in near the end and sort of optimal flavor. Unless you have oil to infuse with the flavor in the beginning. You're not going to use oil to infuse it in. You don't have to. Okay, now that will cook together for a few minutes, and then I'll be adding the cheese. Go grate some cheese. So I decided I'm not gonna put the cheddar in yet, because I want the kids to have that. I don't want to melt it in. I want to have that cheddar cheese flavor at the end. So when they bite, they will have that gooiness. This also gets a smear of nacho cheese inside the burrito. And then on the outside, I will put some cheese in the skillet and put the whole burrito in and let the the cheese brown and crisp the outside of the burrito. My husband found that recipe, and that's what he wants me to do today. He's been asking when I'm going to make it, and I said Taco Tuesday I'll make it. That'll give them the same ingredients, but mixed up a little. I've been using ground chicken for the past few weeks instead of beef, and the kids love it. When it's seasoned, they like it. Yeah, and when the rice goes in, it will soak up the broth that's still here. This is the nacho cheese I'm going to use. It's going to have a smear inside each of the burritos. Okay, that liquid, I'm going to turn it up and let it evaporate. The liquid will evaporate, but the flavor will stay. I think it might be, I don't want soggy burritos, so I'm going to let it evaporate. To me, the texture is better for burritos and tacos if it doesn't have that gritty texture that meat has when it's fried to death before you put it in meat in tacos and things. I just literally cooked it in water. Much softer that way. Beef is too. Okay, it looks like the liquid is fully evaporated now. That's what I wanted to do. For a while, I was testing different ways to fry potatoes for breakfast. Like the home fries, where you cut them up in cubes, bite-sized cubes, and cook them for breakfast. Well, for a long time I was trying to cook it with water first, and then I had trouble with it sticking to the pan. So I started putting it in a screeching hot oil, cut them up, put them in screeching hot oil, and immediately, and cover it and cook it on high for like the first 10 minutes so they can get soft. Then I don't need to use water and they don't stick to the pan. I cook them in like deep fried until they are soft, and then I take the lid off and cook them with no lid, and then they get really brown and crispy, and my kids really like it. Even my kids who don't normally eat breakfast will eat those potatoes on a school morning. Sometimes I make them for Taco Tuesday, but this time I'm not making the regular Taco Tuesday spread. I'm making the burritos instead. So I'm not making those potatoes because they don't go in this recipe. Of course I could, but it's a fun change. Well, there's a little bit more liquid, but I think that whatever liquid is in it now, it's just gelatin that's still soft. So I'm going to turn it off, put the lid on, and then when the kids come home, I will assemble them. Here is the rice all done. There's the cheddar cheese I grated myself, and the flour tortillas that are burrito size I got from the farmer's market in Cordova, the International Farmers Market. It has a long name. It's called Cordova International Farmers Market. And that is, the package says refrigerate after purchase. So I think those are pretty authentic. So I want to show you how I'm going to assemble these. I wanted to, yeah, I think I'll just roll them, and then when the kids are here, I'll toast the cheese on the outside. Okay, so we start with maybe two big spoons or a little bit more of rice. Two big spoons of meat, some cheddar cheese, and some of the nacho cheese. Then I'm going to do how I think. Yeah, and roll them like that. And then I'll put some cheddar cheese in the pan and toast them in the pan like that. So I'm just gonna go like make like an assembly line, and put a little rice. That's basmati rice. You can use any rice that you like, but we like basmati. It has a smell like popcorn when it cooks. When it cooks in water, it has a sweet smell like popcorn. Okay, I'm gonna put the sauce on before I put the cheese. So we're gonna have cheese inside and then cheese on the outside too. And well, for some reason, I'm gonna turn this side, and I want to use the end to pull the ingredients back into a circle, into a cylinder, and then close it. And those are nice big burritos. Nice and big burritos. And I'm gonna go ahead and finish rolling all of them. And then when the kids get home, I'll finish toasting them. Now I rolled 8 of them, and I will leave them here. And when the kids are home, I am going to take little bits of cheddar cheese and put it in a skillet and roll the burrito in a shell of crispy cheese. I will cook it. I'll leave the burrito in it when it's cooking and turning brown, and then it'll stick to the outside of the burrito like a layer of grilled cheese. They're going to like it. I'm sure of it. All right, here we go with a little cheese down. Thank you, honey. And I'll put the sealed side of the burrito down to have cheese on it. Thank you. Okay. I think it needs to cook a little bit lower. The oil from the cheese technically supposed to keep it from sticking. Yeah. I'm gonna seal it on. Okay. Look. Look. I'm going to toast it some more on all the sides. This is the first one, so maybe it didn't have enough oil to start with. But it's supposed to seal right on. You ready for it? Or do you think I should brown it some more? Yeah, I think so. And the cheese will keep it amazing. It's getting crispy and beautiful. Brown, crispy, and beautiful. Ready for it? You might want sour cream with it. This pan used to be pretty good. Okay, I'm going to keep rolling it around, and I think because the non-stick is kind of worn on this pan, it's not working as well, but you get the idea. Still going to taste good and get toasted on all sides. Okay, get a plate.
There's gonna be a lot of my clothes in the laundry because I'm
Okay. I saw a basket in there that looked like dirty clothes.
It was.
Hassan has a band performance this evening. I kind of wanted to go. I have to finish getting ready for my niece to come.
Taking me now?
Let me make sure it's toasted on all sides. See? It's going to be much better if it's all toasted. There's oil releasing from the cheese, which is going to be what I want. Yeah, it's not getting stuck as much because the oil released. The first one didn't have as much oil. Now, if I would make the cheese a little thicker, it might make a bigger crust. But I thought if I spread it out, it should work fine, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, it's getting good. I'm going to turn the heat up. Yes. Look, it's looking beautiful. Yep, that's the last slide that needs. I got a birthday card from my aunt Lucy, my aunt Lucy. I have twin aunts. They're Linda and Lucy, and they're my age. And one of them sent me a birthday card. But that was nice. Okay. There's my daughters. Now I'm going to put more in. Zakia, it's ready. The oil is coming out of the cheese, as you can see. It's running. It's very liquid. Excuse me. I'm going to toast one without extra cheese. You need another one? When they're coming back from war, you know they're good. Yes, that's perfect. Mmm. Perfectly toasted. Oh, look, that one's getting a bubble. That's the one that doesn't have cheese on it. It's getting a bubble right there in the burrito wrap. Oh yes, look, it's nice and brown. Ooh, yes. Can you bring me your plate? There you go. Yeah, so I'm gonna make some without extra cheese because I'm kind of out of cheese. I still have a tiny bit. Maybe I'll sprinkle it on and brown the sides. I mean, brown it when I get there. It's supposed to be toasted and yummy on the outside. Just let it keep cooking. That one's getting more bubbles down there. Okay, one is finished. This was kind of fun to make. Yeah, I have no more cheese, so the rest of them are just gonna get toasted without extra cheese on.
Mama,
Hmm?
can you go in there and throw those stuff away?
Throw that right there in the trash.
This line,
Uh-huh.
it's so crispy. This,
Yes, do you want me to cut it in half?
where's all the sour cream?
All gone. You go.
What's all in here?
Rice and meat and cheese. Yeah.
Good thing I wasn't thinking beans.
No, this recipe didn't ask for beans.
Is there egg in there?
You ready for one?
Yeah,
There's no beans at all.
that's fine.
Ready?
I'll finish it whenever I'm done.
Oh, it's wet. Dry it with some paper towel. Nothing worse than a soggy burrito. Get the knife over there and cut it. There, that one's beautiful and brown with just the oil from the cheese. Not even any cheese. Well, it just has a tiny bit left there. But, those are nice burritos for toasting.